again, we've got these little circulations right here generating these little nubs. So what's happening is the circulation is causing the reflectivity or the rain that the radar is picking up to kind of surge out. So you're seeing the circulation generate these little nubs. There's another one right there. Not only that, but with these tornado warnings, we have been able to at least confirm that the circulation, at least when it was back near Joplin, was likely producing a tornado based on what radar was showing at that time.
To that, not only is radar saying that, we're seeing a lot of damage reports starting to flood in right now. Just to mention a few of them that are coming in Newton County, we have a storm damage where it's blown a roof off around Highway 43 and Elm Street. That's where that happened at. I'm getting reports at Walnut Ridge and Joplin. Spotters are reporting debris, roofs torn off of apartments. I'm also hearing reports of no power in Joplin, in Carthage, in Webb City, power flashes in Golden City. And just look what's on the screen here. Look at the amount of lightning strikes that are happening in the last 10 minutes. That's pushing almost 2,000 lightning strikes. Multiple tornado warnings have been issued. This purple box is confirmed tornadoes. We have 1, 2, 3, if you follow this line up towards Kansas City, 4, 5, 6 tornado warnings in effect. The squall line is really starting to get active, continuing to chug further off into the east.
Yeah, and you know, Matt, looking at the circulation that has now made its way northeast of Carthage, I'm kind of focused in on a little bit. I'll broaden that view back out, just kind of looking at a different radar product here. It looks like, you know, where we would likely see a tornado, if there's one still on the ground, it would be to the south-southwest of Golden City, just south of the county line right there. And just looking at some roads in that area, County Road 50, hopefully I can get another road to kind of pop on for me. County Road 40, this would be to the south of Golden City. That is where we are likely seeing that circulation. I'll go ahead and kind of highlight that for us. Looks to be located roughly about in there. So just to the west of Highway 37, south of the county line, to the east of Jasper. And that's what's, that circulation is what's prompting the tornado warning, and that is tracking very quickly northeast. Looks like it'll be crossing Highway 37 within minutes. I think the circulation is going to stay to the south of Golden City, but it looks like it will make a run at maybe the Lockwood area. Looks like it's going to probably stay maybe just west of 97 as it's approaching Lockwood, but certainly it bears watching. The other circulation still very evident up toward Lamar. You can see here's Lamar, and we're still seeing a circulation right there just to the southwest of Lamar. That's what's prompted the tornado warning downstream into Cedar County. So we've got two very distinct circulations, one to the southwest of Lockwood right here, and then we've got another one very close to Lamar. This circulation, or at least a variation of it, is what prompted the tornado warning back near Joplin, and then that quickly got confirmed because on radar we could see a debris signature. We could see what you call a CC drop, and that allowed us to go ahead and confirm that there was, at least at that point, a tornado on the ground. Now, looking at our correlation coefficient product, right now I'm not seeing that same CC drop with the circulation, but the circulation is still there. So the risk of a tornado quickly developing is still present with that portion of the line and also with that circulation that we're finding up toward Lamar. I'm going to go ahead and take this information off, and as I've been talking, I mean, you know, we got everybody in the house. We got Matt Hefner here, we got Tom Schmidt now in-house, and we're going to be watching this throughout the night. I mean, these storms are just now getting into our viewing area. In fact, the circulations have not quite made its way. It looks like maybe that one that was southwest of Lockwood, it looks like that circulation is probably now into southwestern Dade County, but this line is just now getting into the viewing area, and it's going to be several hours, I think, of watching radar closely for these embedded circulations. I think from here on out, we're probably done with the risk of, you know, supercell tornadoes. There was maybe a window where that could have happened. We had a few cells that were developing out ahead of the line. Those were trying to become supercellular in nature, but the line has caught up with those storms and absorbed those storms. I think maybe from here on out, what we're looking at is a line of severe storms moving east across the area over the next several hours. And within that line, we're going to find these embedded circulations, and at times they're going to prompt tornado warnings, and we could see actual touchdowns like we've seen near the Joplin area already. As Matt has mentioned, we've had quite a few reports already of damage in and around the Joplin area. It looks to be primarily, Matt, if you want to refresh my memory, mainly like power outages.
No, I mean, I'm starting to see roofs. We have pictures getting sent in right now.
Okay.
Fortunately, I don't have approval to show them on air, but I'm looking at a photo right now of a roof that was ripped off and it's sitting in a parking lot in Joplin. So definitely prayers to everyone in that area. We're also seeing, I believe that's the third report I've seen of roofs being blown off, 2 in Joplin, 1 in Newton County. The big theme that I am seeing is a whole lot of people without power right now. It seems to be these fast winds are knocking down power lines, creating headaches and problems with that, Jamie.
And that's going to be the other issue too. I mean, we're talking about these circulations, but outside of the circulation, this is kind of a broader look at these tornado warnings that we have. Look at that. These are very strong straight line winds being picked up by radar. This is going to continue to race toward the northeast. So, I mean, the circulation that's prompting the tornado warning has been located right about in there, and another one up here. But south of that, we've got this surging area of wind energy with the line of storms that will continue to surge northeast very quickly. I mean, the forward motion on the circulations has been 75 miles per hour, and it looks like we're going to see probably a similar motion with these winds surging northeast. So across Dade County, northern Lawrence County, these are very strong winds that are going to be moving through, and that could generate wind damage and knock out power and knock down trees and also knock down power lines. Looking at this, again, you can see how this squall line extends south down into McDonald County, and we'll switch it back over to radar here, and you can see this is the portion of the line that we're really concerned about for straight line winds. This is the portion that's surging northeast, circulation located right about in there, another one located up here, but the squall line extends down to the south and southwest. Now, the portion of the line that gets oriented more southwest to northeast is probably not going to have the same level of severe weather risk. So across McDonald County, maybe into southern Berry County, this portion of the line probably will not have the same level of severe weather risk as this portion that we're tracking right now over southwest Missouri that's now beginning to enter into our western counties. And the reason is because the wind energy in the atmosphere, it's oriented along the length of this line. It's not really able to get a hold of that line and cause it to surge northeast. It's a different story with this portion of the line. The wind energy coming in out of the southwest is able to really work on that line and cause portions of it to surge northeast. And where we find those surges, that's where we're going to find the risk or the highest risk for brief tornado touchdowns and straight line winds, maybe straight line winds on the order of around 60 to 70 miles per hour. I'm going to switch it back over to Matt Hefner. As far as any wind reports, what are you seeing there?
I haven't seen a report of just how fast winds are. I know that'd be something to be nice with, but I have been seeing damage caused due to winds. Getting power flashes. This would be up in Miller County, so this is north, just outside of our viewing area. Another report of a tree that fell down on a house in Newton County, likely just because of the fast winds that have been coming in that area as well. Have not gotten a report of just how fast the winds are, but we are starting to see damages that the winds have been causing in these areas. I believe 3 reports right now of roofs that have been blown off. One of those in an apartment structure in Joplin, Jamie.
Yeah, and again, I think this is probably going to be the beginning of a night where we see a lot of reports of strong winds and wind damage and power outages, and we're probably going to see a handful of brief tornadoes as well. Going back to what it looks like right now on radar, you can see again, we've got this bowing portion of the line right here. This is where I'm concerned that we're going to find strong straight line winds. On the northern edge of this, we've still got a circulation located pretty close to the Golden City area, but that circulation has definitely become more diffuse in nature. We're gonna swap this back over, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Earlier we were able to really highlight a tight circulation. We're really not seeing that now. Again, off to the east towards Springfield is our radar site. So these are strong inbound winds. These are outbound winds right here relative to the radar site. So it's going to be in this portion of this shear zone that we're going to be watching for something to try to tighten up. That's already happened here over the last hour or so. It's just that at this moment, I'm not seeing any tight circulations that would suggest that we've got a tornado developing or on the ground. The circulation a bit further north up toward the Lamar area, we're still seeing evidence of a circulation right there, just northeast of Lamar. That is tracking toward Milford. So we're still able to see that guy right there, but here in this portion of the line that had prompted warnings back toward the Joplin City area, as this portion of the line has surged northeast, that circulation that we're able to track very nicely has become a lot more diffuse in nature. And I'll go ahead and hopefully you can see what I'm talking about here when we loop this. This is an hour-long radar loop, and you can see as that circulation right there was tracking northeast. I mean, it was clearly evident on radar right there. In fact, I can go ahead and stop this and take it back in time. We'll take you back. This is roughly take you when it's getting into the Carthage area. So just west of Carthage there. That's 11:38 this evening. That's the circulation. I mean, you can see it right there. It pops out at you. That circulation then tracked across Carthage, made its way northeast, was still very evident there to the east of Carytown, to the southeast of Jasper. Now that it's made its way into southwestern Dade County, we've kind of lost it. But this is still a dangerous line of thunderstorms, and it's dangerous because it's likely producing very strong winds, especially this portion right here, very strong winds, maybe on the order of 60 to 70 miles per hour. And yes, go ahead, Tom.
Real quick, I want to say there are a couple hundred power outages being reported across Barton and Newton counties.
So across Barton and Newton counties, yeah, so what that does is illustrate, I mean, this line of severe storms is doing damage. I mean, it requires that in order to knock out this power, and that's what's moving into our area right now. Hopefully the tornado risk is diminishing for the time being across Dade County. At least that's what it appears to be doing to me right now. But that risk for a tornado is certainly still there as the line continues to push to the east with these little surges moving off to the northeast. And you can see we've got a little bit of an update here on this portion of the line that's been tornado warned that's moving into Cedar County. It looks like that warning is continuing. And we're still able to see a circulation pretty close to the Milford area. And as we go back to that view, hopefully we'll swap that back out with our velocity product. And hopefully I'll be able to show you this here. We'll put this into motion. I'll take this data off. And you can see here that circulation located a little bit messy right there. I'm going to probably have to slow that down. A lot of colors coming at me. We'll go ahead and kind of broaden out that view right there. And you can see, again, still near the Milford area. This would be to the northeast of Lamar. There it is, a little bit hidden underneath the edge of the polygon. Still looks like we've got a circulation right there. That's to the southeast of Sheldon, northeast of Lamar. That is tracking northeast. That will be getting into western sections of Cedar County where we still have a tornado warning. And we still have a tornado warning in the Lockwood area in Dade County. That warning has not been canceled. That extends south into northwestern Lawrence County. I think probably what we're doing is we're trying to be very cautious about this in terms of lifting the warning because we've seen these circulations come and go very, very quickly. This happened, a week ago this past Sunday when we had, a few different lines of severe storms that had these embedded circulations that quickly came and then quickly went. And it just kind of got to a point where it was better just to have the tornado warning up in case we saw another circulation develop very quickly, because sometimes these things come and go so fast that by the time you see the circulation, you get the warning out, well, it's already touched down and it's already lifted and it's done the damage that it's going to do. So better to be safe than sorry and keep that tornado warning going for Dade County and northwest Lawrence County as this line of severe storms tracks across those areas with strong winds and the potential for maybe a quick spin up type of tornado.
Down to the south, starting to see some hints of rotation in Berry County. National Weather Service is picking up on that too. I'm not sure if that means that they're going to potentially issue a tornado warning for Berry County or if they're just starting to see rotation getting ready to take place. We can kind of see that kind of hint of rotation in there. in Berry County. That's what the National Weather Service
I'm guessing they're
relies
looking
on.
at this area to the west of Cassville.
Yes.
Back over McDonald County.
Yeah, south of
northeastern
Wheaton, west of Cassville.
Yeah, just to the southwest of Wheaton. So yeah, so Matt's talking about, if we go back over to our other radar view, Matt's talking about this feature right here. So here's Wheaton, and it looks like maybe a circulation starting to show up right there, and that's going to be tracking northeast as well. So it's not tornado warned, but we do have this severe thunderstorm warning out ahead of it that does come with the tornado possible tag, meaning we're worried that along the length of this line we could see a quick circulation develop, produce a tornado, and then a tornado warning has to be issued. And so we're going to be watching that circulation closely there to the southwest of Wheaton. Sounds like the National Weather Service has got eyeballs on that. Again, further north, this is where we are still most concerned. This is where we have had circulations. They aren't as strong as they were, say, 30 minutes ago. But that portion of the line still has us concerned for a risk that something could quickly try to develop from it. And that's why the tornado warnings remain in effect for southwestern Cedar County to the west of Stockton Lake, south across Dade County, and into northwestern Lawrence County. You can see that line, and we'll go ahead and animate this, take that information off. You can see that line progressing very quickly off to the east. And within that,
Warning now for parts of
They
Berry and
did issue-
McDonald counties.
Yeah, that
Oh, okay.
circulation we're looking at to the south did just get tornado warning.
okay, so the circulation we were just talking about, it sounds like the National Weather Service has gone ahead and issued a warning out for that. That is for that circulation. I'll go ahead and stop that. That's for that circulation that Matt was highlighting to the southwest of Wheaton. And you can see it pretty nicely right here. So it's still in northeastern McDonald County to the southwest of Wheaton. This is the circulation that we're watching right here, and that is to the west of Exeter, to the southwest of Wheaton. What was the speed on that one?
Yeah, one
Matt?
sec. It is, pull it up right here. The speed on it is moving, so slower than what we were seeing earlier, but still fast, northeast at 50 miles per hour.
So northeast at 50, and it looks like that's going to take it up toward areas like Butterfield. Let's go ahead and
I know you're diving into this down the south. There seems to be a whole lot of rotation. Another area of rotation National Weather Service is monitoring is north in St. Clair County, and that right now just got tornado warned. So that's off to the north. So we have a new tornado warning to the south, new tornado warning to the north as well.
Yeah, so let's highlight the one that's going into Berry County right now. So southwest of Wheaton is where we have the circulation, that circulation moving northeast at roughly 50 miles per hour. That's going to bring it into places like Ridgely at 12:21, Butterfield at about 12:30 in the morning, and then in McDowell, if it holds together, at about 12:39 in the morning. So it looks like, and I'll clear this information out before we take a look at the one in St. Clair County, it looks like the circulation is probably going to stay to the north of Cassville. Now, Cassville, you are under a tornado warning. You're under this tornado warning, so you want to take precautions, but it looks like based on the direction that it's moving, which is northeast, and we can see that here pretty nicely, it looks like that circulation is probably going to remain maybe just to the north of Cassville. It looks like it's not moving in maybe as more northerly as the more northern circulation. So it looks like more of an east-northeast movement. So that could bring it close to Cassville, but I do expect it to stay maybe just to the north of Cassville as that circulation pushes now into western areas of Berry County. The other circulation that has now prompted a tornado warning, and we'll shift our attention to that one, is up in St. Clair County.
That one is northeast at 60 miles per hour.
Northeast at 60. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, because our radar views, we can take a look at, we can sample a bunch of different radar sites, and I don't want to do that. That kind of messes up what I'm trying to show you right now. So we're going to go to just, we're going to be looking out of the Springfield radar. We're kind of locking in on that one. And here in St. Clair County, what we're looking at, it looks like to the northwest of Roscoe is where I would place that circulation. So we'll take a look up here. I'm looking at a different radar source. It makes it a little bit easier for me to see. It does look like, again, that circulation is going to be located pretty close to Roscoe, and they may have to make an adjustment on that tornado warning polygon, maybe a little bit further south down toward Highway 82, but it looks like that circulation is going to be roughly near or to the north of Roscoe based on what I'm seeing on radar right now. So if you live, again, around Roscoe or north across north central St. Clair County, northwestern St. Clair County, this does extend up toward the Lowry City area. Osceola is kind of on the outside edge of this tornado warning. Go ahead and take precautions for a possible tornado, because this line is going to be moving through your area. At the very least, you're going to get some strong winds. And there is that possibility that there could be maybe a brief tornado touchdown as well. Again, that is with the St. Clair County tornado warning that was just recently issued. So we're now looking at, I think, 4 different tornado warned areas along the length of this line here in our area. And I'm going to swap this back over so that it's a little bit easier for viewers to see. Hopefully that view is a little bit easier. So here's our line running north-south between I-49 and Highway 65. And you can see up near Roscoe, that's tornado warned. The portion of the line that's moving into southwestern Cedar County, west of Stockton Lake, tornado warned. The portion here in Dade County, still tornado warned. And now we have also a new warning down toward Berry County that it includes the Cassville area for circulation that is developed in that portion of the line. So, you know, we've got a lot going on here in our area, and this line of severe storms is going to continue to march gradually east across the area. It looks like here in the Springfield area, I would say we're still looking probably at around 1 o'clock in the morning. I mean, we're sitting at 12:17, so maybe just before 1 a.m. we're going to see this line of severe storms crossing Highway 65. So if you live, say, Warsaw south to Springfield, maybe down toward the Branson area, I mean, we're going to be under the gun for severe weather within the hour as this line of severe storms continues to march east. And, you know, I would guess that along the length of that line, as it's approaching Highway 65, we're probably still going to continue to find these little circulations that are going to prompt tornado warnings. And at the very least, a risk of strong straight line winds with this line as it continues to march off toward the east. Going back to our velocity data, this is kind of a broad view, but you can see we've got pockets of strong winds, and one that's showing up pretty nicely is here to the west of Springfield. Here's Springfield. This is a portion of the line that's surging toward the east and northeast across Dade County and northern Lawrence County. I would guess, based on what I'm seeing here, we're probably looking at wind gusts up to and in excess of 60 miles per hour moving across southern Dade County and northern Lawrence County. And that's with that part of the line that is, again, surging toward the northeast here over the last hour or so. So we'll put that into motion. You can see, hopefully there it goes. You can see that little portion of the line kind of surging northeast, and this is where we're seeing more of a signature for strong winds here across Dade County as well as northern sections of Lawrence County. So, I mean, what we're going to find there with that is the risk that, you know, we could see some trees knocked down, some limbs knocked down, and power outages. And then within that, we've still got these embedded circulations. Now, as far as the tornado warnings in Dade County and Cedar County, at this point in the game, I don't see any tight circulations. But again, I think the Weather Service is going ahead and they're being cautious. We've seen these circulations develop very quickly, and they're going to go ahead and probably leave that warning in place just to see kind of how things behave with that portion of the line, because that is a favorable area. I mean, the portion of the line, any portion of the line that gets a little bit more of a northwest to southeast orientation, like what we're finding right here, that is where you're going to find a focus for severe weather potential, for strong winds, and also for tornado potential. Looking down toward the Cassville area, and I'll stop this. Down toward the Cassville area, if you're watching from Cassville, you've still got this line of severe storms approaching from your west. The circulation that prompted the tornado warning appears to be, it's a little broader, it's a little weaker, but it's still there, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. It looks like it's still there to the west or west-northwest of, say, Cassville. Right now we're seeing, you know, maybe more of a shear axis where you've got strong inbound winds and you've got some outbound winds. So you've got this strong shear axis right here, and what we're looking for are any little areas where you get maybe a tightening up. Looks like that could be an example of one here to the west of Washburn. back in east central areas of McDonald County. So tornado warning remains in effect for Berry County, for areas from Purdy south to Cassville down into the Washburn area. Again, if you live in any one of those communities or within this tornado warning polygon, go ahead and take precautions for the possibility of a tornado. At this stage, the only confirmed tornado that we've really been able to kind of lock in on is the one that was near Joplin, that passed to the east of Joplin and east of the Webb City area. That was probably about, I would say, about 45 minutes ago.
Jamie, speaking of those, we did just get a couple reports coming in, just like you're saying, wind damage mostly for some tree limbs, 1 to 3 inches being broken down. So folks, walking out the door, or maybe this morning looking at the storm damage, you may find some, trees down. Could be landing on top of your car, maybe on top of your house. So it could be a very, damaging wind line of storms coming on through with a couple of those spin-up tornadoes embedded within.
And I would urge people to be very careful if they are getting out and they're kind of assessing, what went through their area. Be careful because, yeah, if you've got some limbs that have maybe fallen on a power line and that power line's sagging all the way down to the ground, or maybe you have a power outage and you're going out to see what's going on and you got a power line down on the ground, that can be a very dangerous scenario. It's nighttime. It's going to be hard to see anyway because it's dark and it's still raining heavily in some cases. So just be careful if you plan on trying to do something like that. It may be better just to stay indoors, let this line go through because it is going to whip through the area. It looks like the severe weather threat has ended for areas from Joplin north across Nevada along I-49. I mean, it's over with in those spots. Further south, down I-49 into northwest Arkansas, I think we're just getting going. It probably is going to be a few hours, as I do expect that southern portion of the line that extends back into Oklahoma to kind of lollygag as it makes its way east across northern Arkansas. I think the portion north of the state line is probably going to move at a much faster pace east across the area, and I would expect it to probably clear Highway 63 by about 4 o'clock in the morning based on the rate of speed that it's got right now.
Jamie, I was going to say there is another circulation trying to pop up maybe just to the west of Dadeville, kind of on the leading edge. This would be just outside of where that current tornado warning is, just to the north and east of that. So northeast
So you're
of
putting
Lockwood,
it up near Dadeville?
Up near Dadeville.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and zoom back into Dade County. We'll swap it back over to just take a look at the winds, what they're looking like within this portion of the line. And you can see very, very easily, you can see this little surge right here. Now starting to get into northwestern Greene County, and Tom was highlighting up near Dadeville circulation. I'm going to go ahead and highlight this area too. Looks like here to the southwest of Ash Grove, that is a little bit of a circulation that's showing up here on radar. Not tornado warned at this time, but we still have that severe thunderstorm warning that blankets a lot of this area that comes with that tornado warning, tornado possible tag. And I would just go ahead and say, for anybody, at least for the next hour or so as this line continues east, anybody, out ahead of this line, just be ready for the possibility that this does indeed get,
They just popped that tornado warning for Cedar and Dade.
Yeah, I just saw that.
So, okay, good.
So we have a new tornado warning. This is a confirmed tornado. So they must have a debris signature showing up on radar. That is for northeastern Dade County, southeastern Cedar County into northwestern Polk County. Extends all the way, in fact, into southern sections of Hickory County. So, kind of looking at the particulars on this warning, they've got
Got it at 65. So this is again another system moving very, very quickly.
Yeah, and they've got it located. I think the circulation located southwest of Fairplay. So looking at this, trying to find exactly the circulation that they're highlighting, because it does get messy in these scenarios, and I think I'm able to do that. Let's see. We're going to go back over to velocity, and we're going to zoom in here, and it looks like I'm going to guess it's the circulation that Tom was pointing out, very close to Dadeville. That is southwest of Fairplay. There is a circulation there. So I think that's probably the area that they're highlighting. And I'm guessing that maybe they had a debris signature show up on correlation coefficient in association with that circulation. That's why they went ahead and upgraded that to a radar confirmed tornado. That for areas to the southwest of Fairplay. It looks like the circulation here between Dadeville and North Morgan is what they're highlighting. So, you know,
I want to mention something here, Jamie, that this is moving to the northeast. I know we have a lot of viewers in the Springfield area. It looks like this activity that's just to the north of you is going to be sliding to the north of you as well. So we're not expecting this to slide down towards Springfield, rather push away in areas like Bolivar, Stockton, Buffalo, more downrange from where this confirmed tornado, radar confirmed tornado at this point. I haven't seen any reports of debris or damage that has been caused, but it may be flooding in once we get later on throughout the night. But this is continuing moving to the north of Springfield, away from Springfield, closer to places like Bolivar. I'm more concerned about having this activity. Fairplay is another area that's going to be under the gun of this circulation.
Yeah.
If you turn on the debris mode, you can kind of make out a little bit of discoloration. I'm looking at GR2 over here.
Yeah, you're talking there just north of
better.
Dadeville, just north of Dadeville to
Just
the
north of Dadeville.
Yeah,
Small
yeah.
little indications there.
Yeah, and I'm telling you what, it's a little messy on radar. This isn't one of those that's super clear cut. This is a very small circulation, but yeah, it looks like there may be a debris signature to the south of Morgan, north of Dadeville. I believe that is what the National Weather Service is focusing their attention on. And upgrading this to a radar confirmed tornado. And that's what we've seen issued for areas downstream into Polk County and southern Hickory County, is for, you know, that circulation associated with that part of the line. And you can see it located, this is the line that we're watching very closely as this continues to surge northeast. Looks like we've got a circulation located right about in there, and that's going to be making its way northeast into Polk County. You know, I could say the circulations that we're going to see tonight within this line, and there may be several, they're going to tend to be very brief in nature. They touch down, they may produce 60 to 90 mile per hour winds, and then they're gone. And then you may see another circulation develop, replacing that one north or south of where the original circulation was. So it's going to be a night where it's going to be a little messy. It's going to be a little bit tough to pinpoint all of these circulations, especially when you get into these busy modes like we're in right now. The line of severe storms continues to approach Highway 65. Looks like we're probably under a half an hour before it gets into the Springfield area, Nixa, Republic, probably already getting some raindrops in the Republic area. And we've still got tornado warnings, not only for Polk County, but we've still got tornado warnings up and down this line for St. Clair County, Cedar County, Dade County, down into Berry County. Looking at our velocity data, again, trying to find any evidence of you know, intensifying circulations. Still looks like we may have evidence of a weak circulation, maybe to the north of Cassville. I'm seeing that, and I'm still seeing evidence of a circulation. I pointed that out that when it was southwest of Ash Grove, it's now in western Greene County. Still looks evidence of a circulation, maybe near Bodark. I mean, it's not tornado warned, but that is an area that I'm also watching. And we've got folks in Halltown right now that are going to be able to kind of fill in the gaps a little bit as to what they're seeing. And you can see the lightning. This is from our storm tracker. This is out of the Halltown area. Rain, intense lightning, and probably getting some gusty winds, I would guess, in that area as well. Did want to go back to our velocity data here and kind of highlight the circulation that I'm seeing on radar. This is Ash Grove. That circulation right there, that is to the, actually here in a new scan on radar that I'm seeing on a separate radar source, that circulation is now located, here's Bodark, so that circulation is now located just to the northwest of Bodark. So there it is right there, east-southeast of Ash Grove, northwest of Bodark. Looks like a weak circulation, certainly getting some stronger winds within that pocket that may be approaching or exceeding 60 miles per hour. Further north, still watching circulations along this portion of the line, moving now into western sections of Polk County. As far as trying to highlight a particular area of concern, You know, there may be a little bit of a circulation to the southwest of Aldrich. You can see right here, we've got some inbound winds, we've got some stronger outbound winds right there. This may be a small circulation here to the southwest of Aldrich, and that does fall within the tornado warning. And this is what I want to kind of stress. This is not a night where we've got one severe thunderstorm that's got a really strong circulation that we're very easily able to track for you. This is going to be the kind of night that's going to be very messy. It's a line of severe storms, and within that line of severe storms, we're going to have these pockets where circulations quickly develop and then they quickly fade away. And there could be several of them occurring at the same time, maybe in a fairly narrow corridor within the line. So all that said, what I want to stress is that this is the kind of night where tornado warnings may come very quickly, and it's probably best to go ahead as this line of severe storms continues to work in from the west. Be prepared to take quick action. Even if your area isn't under a tornado warning, be prepared to take quick action for a possible tornado, because what we're seeing are these tornado warnings pop up very quickly along the length of this line. In addition to the risk for these brief tornado touchdowns, we've got the risk for some strong straight line winds. And those strong winds now are starting to move into western Greene County. Looks like we've got some stronger winds which have pushed across the Ash Grove area, pushed across Halltown. Of course, we were just showing you some scenes out of Halltown just moments ago, rain, lightning, and gusty winds. And at this point, also watching, again, I want to, again, focus in on, this is not tornado warned, but I want to focus in on what appears to be a circulation to the west of Willard, to the east-southeast of Ash Grove, that I'm watching very, very closely. And you can see we've got a little bit of a nub. In fact, it looks like a tornado warning just got issued for that. So we now have a tornado warning in effect for northern Greene County. This is just north of the Springfield area. This is for areas from Ash Grove east across Willard, extends all the way east over toward Fairgrove. And again, this is because of that circulation that I was highlighting earlier. And we'll take it back over to the wind data so I can show you what it looks like. This is, and this looks to be pretty current. Or sometimes on our on-air product, our images get a little bit slow updating, but this looks pretty current. So here's Willard. Here is actually our radar site. That's out at the airport, northwest of Springfield. Bodark, this is the circulation that's prompting that tornado warning. Just to the southeast of Ash Grove, to the west of Willard, and it is tracking, it looks like a little north of east. So that's going to bring it here between Ash Grove and Willard over the coming minutes. And we'll go ahead and kind of zoom in. Hopefully we can get some, that circulation located to the south of Highway 160, southeast of Ash Grove, and west of Willard. Zooming in a little bit more closely, hopefully we can get some farm roads to pop up for us. Looks like we've got Farm Road 53, Farm Road 61, Farm Road 76, all in the vicinity of this circulation, which is now prompting our latest tornado warning for northwestern Greene County. So again, if you live from Ash Grove to Willard, you need to be taking precautions right now for a possible tornado. This circulation will be tracking northeast across northern Greene County. That's going to keep it north of Springfield. So if you're watching from Springfield, or you're watching from Republic or Nixa or Ozark, this particular circulation is going to stay north of all of those areas. But if you live in Willard east over toward Fairgrove, you're under the gun, you're in the general path of this portion of the line, which is potentially producing a tornado. It looks like that circulation has strengthened enough where we have concerns that we may have a tornado trying to quickly develop. And I'm looking to see if we're getting any signs of a debris signature. I'm not yet seeing that, but that circulation is still very apparent to the west of Willard. And here, again, our radar view that I'm able to show you on air is a little bit slower sometimes than what I'm able to see on a separate computer source. On the separate computer source, it looks like that circulation is now located pretty much on top of Highway 160, just to the northwest of Willard. And it looks like that circulation will continue to track roughly off to the northeast. That would keep it, based on the movement that I'm seeing and where the circulation is located, that should keep it just northeast of Willard. So again, what you're seeing on air right now, this radar view is a little bit older than what I'm able to see on a separate radar source. And on that separate radar source, that circulation appears to be roughly in this area to the south of Pearl, very close to Highway 160, east of Ash Grove, and to the northwest of Willard, tracking toward the northeast. And I think we have a camera shot looking roughly in that direction. This is 44 and 160, so that would put it, again, south of where we have this tornado-warned portion of the line. That's where our storm tracker is located, 44 and 160.
Quick.
Go ahead.
I'm going to report that sirens are going off in Springfield. So if you are in Springfield, you're just flipping on your TV. I do want to make it clear that the tornado warning right now is to the north of Springfield, to the north of Stratford, areas like Willard and Fair Grove. That's more the area that we're concerned about this rotation that's going to be moving your way. So if you're in Springfield right now, definitely keep the TV on, definitely stay aware, but right now we're expecting that rotation to go to the north of you. The second thing I want to mention, Jamie, is we have 4 tornado warnings at once, and the one's really off to the northwest of Warsaw. Starting to see some circulation tighten up there as well. That's another area that I have my eye on that's getting concerned that we could have another tornado touching down in that area.
Yeah, and going back to that, to your point there, Matt, I went ahead and while you were talking, I went ahead and kind of focused in on that portion of the line because, again, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I don't want anybody to feel left out here. On that portion of the line, northeast of Osceola, yeah, circulation is showing up, and a tornado warning is in effect now for the Warsaw area. And here's the circulation right here. That's tracking northeast. I'm not sure what the forward motion is. They've been generally on the order of around 70 to 75 miles per hour. Matt, go ahead and update me on that.
On which one, Jamie?
The Warsaw circulation.
Yeah, I'll get that for you in just a sec.
So again, these circulations, the bottom line is the circulation.
Northeast at 60.
Okay, northeast at 60. So these circulations are moving very, very quickly. So you don't have a lot of time when the warning is issued to go ahead and take action. So if you live in and around Warsaw, take precautions now. Possible tornado moving through. That circulation is currently located in northeastern St. Clair County and should be moving in the general direction of Warsaw. Down from there, we've still got the tornado warning in effect for much of Polk County, extending north into Hickory County. At this point, I'm not seeing too many really tight circulations. There still appears to be one maybe to the southwest of Aldrich, and also here in Greene County. I'm going to drop this view down a little bit further south. Again, this view that I'm showing you is a little bit outdated. What I'm seeing on a separate radar source is showing up as a pretty tight circulation just to the north of Willard. This would be located maybe a few miles to the north of Willard. And there we go, just getting a new scan coming in on radar, and you can see it right there. So they're updating the tornado warning here. So areas further west down toward Bodark, Ash Grove, the tornado threat has ended, but the tornado threat continues from Willard northeast. And you can see that circulation right there to the north of Willard. That's what's prompting the tornado warning. So zooming back in, hopefully we can get some, we got State Highway Z running north away from the Willard area. That circulation is now located just to the east of State Highway Z. And it's going to be tracking roughly in the direction of Highway 13. Should stay to the north of Ebenezer. But it looks like it will be heading in that general direction. So I would guess areas, say, between Saukville and Ebenezer, that circulation is going to be tracking in that area, and I'll go ahead and...
That one is also north at 50 miles per hour, very quickly.
You said north or northeast?
Northeast, sorry. Northeast at 50 miles per hour, very quickly moving downrange.
So again, northeast at 50 miles per hour, and I'm going to have to broaden out that view because this is not going to give me enough real estate to show you what I'm trying to track out here. But that circulation's moving roughly in this fashion. Northeast at 50. See, this is what I'm talking about. I don't even know that I'm going to have enough view right there. I'm going to have to move it out just a little bit more. Let's clear out some of this data because it is kind of messy. And hopefully I'll be able to do this a little bit more clearly. So again, that circulation located northeast of Willard, tracking northeast at 50 miles per hour. So I mean, you can see the amount of ground, if that circulation were to hold together, the amount of ground that it would cover. It looks like it's going to be making its way across north central Greene County over the next 10 minutes, moving northeast away from Willard. If it continues to hold together to maintain itself, It would then make its way toward the Pleasant Hope area, probably passing a little south of Pleasant Hope at about 12:54 this morning, or roughly about 10 to 12 minutes or so from now. So we've got numerous circulations that we're tracking along the length of this severe squall line that's moving across our area right now. And within that line, we've had these embedded circulations that have been prompting these tornado warnings. Again, this is going to be a night where along the length of this line, we're probably going to continue to find, at times at least, tornado warnings being issued. And broadening out the view here, you can see how the line of severe storms extends from the Warsaw area south down into Springfield and then southwest back across Monette. Now, as far as my view on what I'm seeing right here, it's going to be this portion of the line, this north-south oriented portion of the line, that probably has the most risk of producing damaging winds and also these embedded circulations. And here's the reason why. As we take a look at what's going on, you can see how the line extends back toward the southwest. Well, that portion of the line, what's going on are the winds in the atmosphere are kind of blowing in out of the southwest like this. And so that portion of the line, because they're oriented parallel to that portion of the line, the upper level winds really aren't able to grab a hold of that line and do stuff with it. Not as easily as what it can do with this north-south portion of the line. So it's this north-south portion where these winds in the atmosphere are really able to grab a hold of this portion of the line and cause these little surges in the line that can lead to strong winds, and also these embedded circulations that have been coming and going as the line continues to progress east across the area. I think we've got another shot out of the airport right there. So again, these storms are now just beginning to move into the Springfield area. Looks like the storms are just now arriving up near the airport. Lots of lightning, heavy rainfall, probably finding some strong winds in that area. And we'll go ahead and kind of zoom back in. Again, this is our storm tracker that you're looking at, a shot from our storm tracker out at the airport at this moment. And occasionally we are getting these flashes of lightning. You just saw one right there as this line of severe storms is just now making its way into the airport area. I want to go back to, let's see, the circulation up near and northeast of Willard has really tightened up. Let's see if I can show you what I'm talking about here. I'm hoping I got a new radar scan that'll be able to illustrate that. Here in the most recent scan that I've got, and this is a little bit old, the circulation is now located just to the west of Highway 13. So here's Highway 13. We've got, again, the Willard area to the southwest. That circulation is located roughly about in here. And I think when I get that newest scan, I'm going to be able to show you what I'm talking about. It's really tightened up. And that indicates that we're probably finding a tornado trying to develop within that circulation. So again, hopefully I'm able to show you that. I can tell you that based on what I'm seeing on a separate radar source, it's still over rural north central Greene County, but it looks like that circulation is located very close to Farm Road 44 and North Farm Road 123. So if you live near the intersection of Farm Road 44 and North Farm Road 123, that's very close to where this potentially tornadic circulation is located. And that will continue to track northeast. It's going to be crossing Highway 13 probably within the next 5 minutes. Again, that circulation moving very quickly northeast. I believe it was 60 miles per hour. And let's see if we can go back to our radar view. Maybe this has been updated. You could see, let's see if I can broaden this out a little bit. You can see what I'm seeing on radar. You can see this little hook beginning to really show up. So this is where the circulation is, at least relative to this particular radar image. And what I'm seeing on a separate radar source is that circulation is located right about in there now. So again, kind of waiting on a new radar image, but I've seen that circulation really tighten up there west of Highway 13 in north central Greene County, and it appears to be very close to West Farm Road 44 and North Farm Road 123. So if you live in the vicinity of that intersection of Farm Road 44 and Farm Road 123, I would really be hunkering down because it looks like we may see a developing tornado in that spot. Go ahead, Tom.
The new warning does go up into Buffalo, Missouri, and includes parts of, again, Webster's and parts of Polk County as well, I think. But it's now moving northeast at 55 miles per hour.
And it looks like here we just got an update on that warning in northern Greene County. That is now a confirmed, radar confirmed tornado. So their Weather Service is seeing the same thing that we're seeing here, and that is that the circulation is really tightened up. They're probably seeing also a CC drop or a debris signature on radar that's giving
CC drop, and they're calling it tornado on the ground northwest of Ebenezer. They're calling it. So same thing that we've been seeing and that we've been tracking. But all this activity to the north of Springfield going to continue to move to the northeast, getting closer to Buffalo. That's downrange. Willard, Fair Grove, these are just some of the areas. The system is moving very quickly. Northeast, 50, 55 miles per hour. So if you're in any of these areas, if you hear the sirens getting off, don't waste time. Get into your safe place as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and again, that circulation now continues to track northeast. It looks like here in the latest radar scan, as Matt mentioned, it was very close to Ebenezer, and it looks like it may still be located, based on what I'm seeing, it looks like it's probably located just to the north of Ebenezer, tracking northeast. That will take it into southern sections of, or southeastern Polk County. I think we're going to go over to Steve. He's over at the news desk right now. I think he's got some updates on some information for us right now. Steve.
Yeah, Steve, Jamie, not surprising, some power outage information is coming, and we're starting to get reports of power outages in Greene County. That won't surprise you. Dade County is starting to see some power outages as well. You see a map on your screen right there. As of about 15 minutes ago, Newton County was reporting just over 1,000 customers without power. Jasper County, it was about 202 as of about 15 minutes ago. But we heard Matt tell us that roofs were being blown off structures as recently as 30 or 45 minutes ago. So those numbers are going to go up in Jasper County. And Jamie, as you've made note of, you guys have made note of, with the tornadoes being confirmed in Greene County and with winds strong enough, we're going to start to see power outages going through the roof here, not only in Greene County, but in adjacent counties as well. So that's the total right now. It's very preliminary. Every hour, I'm sure those numbers are going to be going up. Like we said in Jasper, 200. I'm sure that'll be approaching 1,000 very shortly.
Yeah, and again, it's going to be, I mean, a few more hours of this. Going back to the now radar confirmed tornado here northeast of Ebenezer, that circulation is located just to the south of West State Highway CC and to the west of North State Highway H. You can see it pretty clearly right here. This is what we're tracking. There's Ebenezer. This is the radar confirmed tornado. Again, we talk about having a debris signature. I'm showing you velocity. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if we've got a hole right there, and we do. So you can see this is the CC drop. This is the debris signature that radar is picking up on that allows us to confirm through radar that we have a tornado on the ground here to the northeast of Ebenezer, tracking northeast very quickly. So if you live anywhere in the vicinity of State Highway CC and North State Highway H here, you can see this little intersection right here. This is roughly the path that this circulation and tornado will take over the next few minutes. Again, this is a radar confirmed tornado now that we have confirmation through radar that that there is debris in the air being generated by a tornado on the ground in that location. And again, you can see how that's just, you know, one area along the length of this line. I mean, we've still got tornado warnings for the Warsaw area, for southern Hickory County and Polk County, but probably the most concerning, the strongest circulation, now radar confirmed tornado is in north central Greene County, just to the north of Ebenezer, tracking toward the northeast. If you're watching from Fair Grove, you are under the tornado warning, but it looks like this circulation is going to stay just to your northwest. In fact, here looking at a recent radar scan that I'm seeing on a different radar source, let's see if it's updated here. It looks like that circulation, that tornado is on the ground very close to the county line. So you can see Fair Grove located here. This is the tornado located right here, and this is the county line. So Pleasant Hope, Brighton, Fair Grove, tornado on the ground. This is still over a very rural part of Greene County, tracking northeast. Looks like it will stay to the northwest of Fairgrove and probably will stay just to the south and southeast of Pleasant Hope. But you guys are under the same tornado warning that northern Greene County is under. So if you live from Brighton east across Pleasant Hope down toward Fairgrove, in that area, please continue to take precautions. You want to be in your tornado safe place, whether that be a storm shelter, the lowest level of your home, your basement if you've got one. That's where you need to be as this severe thunderstorm with a tornado pushes through over the next 5 minutes.
Jamie, I also want to say, folks in Polk County, there's 2 tornado warnings in the county of Polk. And so there's one for northern Polk County and southern Hickory County, and that one is just radar indicated tornado. That one is moving at 65 miles per hour to the north and east, located near Urbana, is what they're saying, and near Hermitage for that circulation.
And you know, for our Berry County watchers, that tornado warning is no longer in effect. Looks like the severe weather risk has ended for areas from Cassville and west now that that line is pushed through. But areas, especially from Springfield north up to Warsaw, under the gun for possible tornadoes. Right now, the most focused circulation on radar is the one that is located to the south of Pleasant Hope. This is a radar confirmed tornado. So we talk about radar indicated tornadoes. That's where the radar senses enough of a circulation to prompt the tornado warning. We now have a radar confirmed tornado, meaning that radar is able to sense debris in the air being generated likely by a tornado, and that has allowed us to go ahead and upgrade the tornado now to tornado warning to a radar confirmed tornado for northern Greene County, and that's going to be making its way here shortly into southeastern Polk County. So again, Pleasant Hope, Goodnight, south of Fruitland, all of those communities need to take precautions for a possible tornado moving through here shortly. It looks like that circulation, the tornado would be located very close to the county line based on what I'm seeing on radar right now. So I've got a different radar source that updates a little bit more quickly than my on-air radar source. It looks like that circulation is now located roughly right about in here, right on top of the county line, beginning to move into southeastern Polk County. Looks like it will stay to the north of Fruitland and to the northwest of Fairgrove, but it's going to get awfully close to Goodnight. In fact, I would guess based on its current motion, it's going to get very close to Goodnight. But should stay to the southeast of Pleasant Hope. And it also definitely will stay to the southeast of Brighton. So if you're watching from Morrisville, Brighton, you're kind of on the western end of this tornado warning. It looks like the tornado risk is going to stay to your east and southeast. But I think the highest danger area to me is southeastern Polk County, Pleasant Hope, Goodnight, maybe south down toward Fruitland. Any new updates coming in, guys, on any of the tornado warned storms that I've not highlighted so far?
The good news is the reports on damage have really started to slow down. We saw a whole lot of reports in Joplin and Newton County. Really haven't gotten any damage reports since then. I've been talking on the Facebook Live trying to find people who are without power, and it seems to be multiple people really all across this line are losing power. At least they're having it down for a minute, are still completely without power. I talked to someone in Webb City that are still without power at this time. A lot of people are wondering, am I good? Do I have the all clear for the night? And I'm going to try to make it as simple as I can. I'm going to draw a line in right here. And this is just kind of that leading edge of this front. And if you're off to the east of this front, you still have that chance of that tornado threat that's going to be coming your way. We have a confirmed tornado right now. We have 2 other tornado warnings issued on top of that. Areas on the backside of this line, Clinton, Stockton, I think you guys are in the clear for the night. A lot of people in Nixa, Ozark, Springfield wonder if they're in the clear. Not ready to issue that just yet, as we still have to get you guys on the backside of the squall line and make sure that we don't see any more areas of rotation that start to tighten up and produce that tornado threat.
And here we just got a new radar scan here, and I'm able to show that the tornado warned portion of this line, where we've had a radar confirmed tornado, that circulation is still very strong, and it's located just to the east of Goodnight. So it looks like it's located roughly here is where that tornado, if it's still on the ground, would be located, just to the east of Goodnight. That's where we've got the circulation. That's going to track across Highway 65 and Highway 215 here very quickly, and then should continue to track northeast between Red Top and Olive, based on where that current circulation is. And going back, we'll go back to our radar view here, and it shows you kind of where that circulation is. You know, a lot of times when we get into these squall line events and we're looking at the line, we're looking for these little nubs, and you can see it right here. This is where the circulation is. This is what's tracking northeast, and that circulation is generating, or at least mechanisms within that portion of the line are helping to generate that little nub that we're seeing on radar. And again, the circulation is located on the northern end of that nub, tracking now northeast. Looks like it's starting to get into southwestern Dallas County. I think for areas down toward Ebenezer, north up toward Brighton, Pleasant Hope, I think the tornado risk has ended for your communities, but it is now increasing in places like Red Top and Olive. Looks like that circulation is going to get very close to both of those communities. I think at the end of the day, it may pass just between the two of those places, but that circulation is going to get pretty close. It looks like it's tracking roughly in this fashion. So right now it's located, again, pretty close to Highway 65, and it will continue east of Highway 65 as it tracks northeast at about 50 miles per hour. Right now, just kind of, let's see if I can zoom in. Maybe I can get some streets to pop in for us. There you go, getting hopefully a few streets to show up. Not really having a lot of luck with that, but here on a different radar source, maybe I can get something to pop up. This is County Road 215-16 is in the vicinity of that tornado. Bear Trail in the vicinity of that tornado. So that's Potter's Road is another road in the vicinity of that tornado, and that is there just to the east-southeast of Pleasant Hope. Again, that tornado looks to be crossing now out of southeastern Polk County into southwestern Dallas County. Just getting a new radar scan in, and it looks like the tornado is now located very close to, maybe just to the east of Highway 65. And it looks like, here we'll broaden out this view once again, it looks like, just based on what I'm seeing right here, it looks like it is to the south. Let's see here. We're getting into Buffalo County, getting into Dallas County. Come on, behave for me here. Looks like that circulation is located roughly about in there, just to the west of Olive, based on what I'm seeing right now. So still looking at a strong circulation. We've kind of lost that debris signature that we were able to use earlier to kind of track where that tornado was, and it looks like we just got an update on the tornado warning. It's now kind of gone back over to a radar indicated tornado, meaning we can see the circulation, but we don't necessarily see evidence of debris being generated by a tornado on the ground. So radar indicated tornado warning continues for southern sections of Dallas County. Again, that circulation is located roughly about in here. We're located right about in there to the west of Elkland, and it looks to be located right on top of Highway 65. So that's not very far to the west of Charity. If you're watching from, especially say Elkland, north up toward Charity, south of Buffalo, that's the corridor that this line of severe storms is going to be taking that has the embedded circulation. And radar is still picking up on a strong circulation, very close. This kind of be in that Boot Heel area of Dallas County, kind of where I have the pointer. It looks like it's very close to Highway 65, east of Goodnight, north of Fairgrove. Again, if you're watching from Goodnight or Fairgrove, it looks like the tornado threat has moved on to your northeast, but it continues across southwestern Dallas County. Looks like it's going to make its way in the general direction of Charity. So I haven't done this in a little while. I'm going to go ahead and take this view and highlight the path that the circulation is going to be taking. And if I remember correctly, Matt, can you refresh me on the speed on that? Was it 50?
55.
55 miles per hour. So based on that, here's some locations that this circulation is going to be moving through. Olive, here in a few minutes. You can see in Charity, it looks like it'll be arriving in Charity in about 10 minutes time from now. And again, this is pretty close to the path that I think that this circulation is going to take. So take precautions for a tornado. Get in your tornado safe space if you live in Olive, Charity. Then from there, it looks like it will travel northeast up toward Wall Street. And should be there before 1:20 in the morning. And it looks like it's also heading in the general direction of Bennett Springs. So if you're watching from, say, up around the Bennett Spring area, you're not under a tornado warning, but you know, even though this specific circulation may not hang around, I still expect that this portion of the line is going to continue to surge northeast in this corridor. So we could see a severe weather risk definitely increasing across this area, and it may come with a tornado risk as well.
And Jamie, I do want to point out that that storm you're on now is the only remaining tornado warning in our area.
And that's good news. But what I will highlight, though, is that portion of the line, that north-south oriented portion of the line, you can see it running south through Warsaw all the way into Springfield. We've now got this very broad area that is severe warned from Morgan County over into Miller County, south down into Webster and Wright County. That's a big area covered by this severe thunderstorm warning. And that severe thunderstorm warning comes with the tornado possible tag. Now we do this because when we're in an environment like this, where we've got a squall line, sometimes these circulations develop very quickly. They don't last very long. So because of that risk, we go ahead and add that tornado possible tag. We want to heighten your awareness to the possibility that anywhere along this portion of the line, we could see that severe thunderstorm warning get quickly upgraded to a tornado warning. Because these circulations, again, come quickly and then they tend to fade away very quickly. That's what we're looking at tonight, the risk of weak, brief tornado touchdowns, but we've seen a bunch of tornado warnings, and probably from that we've seen at least a handful of tornado touchdowns so far this evening, and I think one of those is going to be here in northern Greene County, just to the north of Ebenezer. Another one's probably going to be back toward Joplin. Those are two spots where we were able to really kind of confirm based on radar that there was likely debris being generated by a tornado on the ground. I think there was another one located up, if I remember correct, guys, refresh my memory, was it near Bolivar, like up in the Bolivar area? I think we had a...
Yes.
Yeah. So again, it's been an active night. We've had quite a few reports of strong winds and some wind damage. And looks like we've probably seen a few tornadoes come out of this as well. I can show you the storm reports that we've got so far this evening. And right now, again, not a whole lot locally in our area. It looks like we've got one wind report out of Springfield. We have a cluster back toward the Joplin area, and then you get back into northeast Oklahoma and southeast Kansas, and that's where you find a slew of tornado reports, and some of those are definitely going to be confirmed based on the damage video that we've seen coming out of those areas. But locally, again, for us, we've at least at this stage had a handful of wind and wind damage reports, and it looks like radar's been able to confirm probably a couple of different tornado touchdowns in our area as well.
The rain's really starting to move into Springfield right now. If we can switch over to Max 2, we got it on our tower cam, and you can just see. Well, you can't see too much because the heavy rain is really blocking a lot of that visibility. Occasionally you get flashes of lightning that are coming in. Our rainfall rates here at the studio, we're estimating about 3.5 inches of rain per hour. So if this rain would continue at this rate for 1 hour, we would get 3.5 inches of rain. Something I do want to state in case people in Springfield are just now flipping on their TVs, seeing how the weather's going, do not have concerns at this moment for a tornado threat in Springfield. We're getting the fast winds, we're getting the heavy rain. That's definitely going on. We're getting the thunder and lightning as well. I believe we also have the storm tracker that's in the Springfield airport. If we can try to pull up that video and we can see how things are happening on the west side of town. That'd be the northwest. Our tower cam's on the northeast. And, well, yeah, raining pretty hard there as well. Cameras starting to pick up some of that rain on the roof there, Jamie.
And, Matt, I'll go ahead and add, we did get a report from the airport. I mean, this is out of Springfield. From the airport, a measured gust of 60 miles per hour. So that's the kind of wind that we've seen come with this line of severe thunderstorms. And that line of severe thunderstorms and the wind that's coming with it has progressed pretty steadily west to east across Springfield. As Matt said, it looks like the tornado risk that might have been there for the Springfield area is over with. So areas generally west of Highway 65, from say, the Warsaw area down towards Springfield, west of Highway 65, it's still raining, but the severe weather threat has ended in places like Clinton, Stockton, down toward Monette. But the severe weather risk continues for areas east of Highway 65, Lake of the Ozarks, Camdenton, Lebanon, Hartville, Mountain Grove. These are all communities that are currently severe warned. And with that, not only the risk of damaging winds, but also maybe a risk of a brief tornado touchdown. Going back to our tornado warned storm, that is currently located in southern Dallas County, and it looks like the circulation is right on top of Charity. So we'll put this back on our wind product so I can show you just what the winds look like right there. And you can see the circulation appears to be, and this is a slightly old radar image, but it looks like that circulation is now located right on top of Charity. Just some different roads in that area. State Road M and County Road M-97, Gower Lane. Let's see if we can get another one. Charity Road. These are all roads in the vicinity of a circulation that potentially is producing a tornado. This circulation has had a history of likely producing a tornado in northern Greene County, and it's still showing up very clearly on radar. So the circulation now is located roughly right here, and it will continue to track toward the northeast, away from Highway 38, away from Charity, moving northeast across southeastern Dallas County. Looks like it would stay to the northwest of Hanley and to the southeast of Spring Grove. But if you live in that area between Spring Grove and Hanley, north and east away from Charity, that is where this possible tornado will be moving through over the next 5 to 10 minutes as it quickly tracks off to the northeast. I believe it was 55 miles per hour last check. So if you're watching from Elkland, if you're watching from areas closer to Goodnight, the severe weather threat has ended in your areas, but the tornado risk does continue from Charity northeast across southeastern Dallas County. Up toward the Buffalo area, I can tell you right now on radar, I'm not seeing anything that stands out to me. You are still under a tornado warning, but I'm not seeing anything in that part of the line that I'm overly concerned about. Again, I broaden out the view. We're looking at Dallas County, Lewisburg, Windyville, Buffalo, down into southern Dallas County, and I'm not really able to point out any circulations that are really showing up along the line. This is the one circulation that still is very strong, that is tracking right now northeast across Charity. So that is, I think, the most dangerous part of this tornado warning that we have in effect for a big chunk of Dallas County. And that does still extend south into northwestern areas of Webster County. But it looks like that circulation is located just north of the county line, right on top of Charity, tracking to the northeast. So with that, it's been a little while since I've shown a track for it. We'll go ahead and clear out some of this information so it's a little bit easier to see. This, again, potential tornado located near Charity, moving northeast at about 55 miles per hour. So this is the ground that it's going to be covering. And you can see it stays over primarily rural southeastern Dallas County. But some towns in the path: Earnestville, 1:18 a.m. Estimated arrival time; Cedar Ridge, 1:22; Bennett Springs State Park, 1:28. If this circulation holds together, and there's some potential that it might, if it holds together, it would be near Lebanon, probably a little west and northwest of Lebanon, by a little after 1:30 on this Tuesday morning, as that potential tornado near Charity tracks northeast at 55 miles per hour. And it looks now, now that I'm getting a new radar image in, and I'll clear this information out, it looks now like that circulation is now located roughly here. There you go. See, we just got an updated radar scan right there. Here's Charity. This is the circulation that we're tracking, and this is what's tracking roughly in this fashion. Generally in the direction of Lebanon. We'll see if this holds together. We'll see if this bearing continues to hold.
To add some credibility to what you're saying, we had a trooper that was in that area. This report, couple minutes old at this moment, but back when the circulation was at 65 and 215, he saw a funnel cloud. He said the tornado was extending down. He did not see it make contact with the ground, but he saw that funnel cloud trying to develop, trying to extend, come closer and closer to the ground before it pushed and went back up. And that report was, oh man, probably 5-6 minutes ago, and this is just that circulation that's now downstream of that.
And you said that was back when it was near 65?
65 and 215, so that would be just to the north of Fair Grove.
Yeah, so
Near Goodnight.
Near Goodnight. So yeah, just kind of taking it back in time. This is, I would guess that was roughly about 12:56 when that trooper saw that, and this is what it looked like on radar at that time. So again, very close to Goodnight, just to the east there, very close to 65 at this point. That was 12:56 in the morning. And again, that circulation continues to track toward the northeast. Kind of taking you forward in time here, these time steps, you can see that circulation tracking roughly in this fashion. Maybe not quite as northeasterly as I had plotted earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and make an adjustment there and replot this. So based on what I'm seeing, it looks like it's moving roughly in this fashion toward the northeast, but maybe not quite as northerly as I had plotted earlier. That's going to bring it pretty close, and this is just outside of the tornado warning, if I'm correct here. That would bring it pretty close to Phillipsburg in about 10 minutes time from now. So based on its motion, it looks like it'll be pretty close to Phillipsburg at about 1:21 in the morning, and then into the Lebanon area by about 1:32. So, you know, heads up for you folks in areas downstream across Laclede County. You're not under a tornado warning at this stage of the game, but we could see one quickly get placed for your area, because it looks like this circulation is maintaining itself, and it is going to be moving into southwestern Laclede County, I think, over the next 10 minutes. So just kind of a heads up for you in southwestern Laclede County from Phillipsburg northeast up toward Lebanon. Possible tornado heading your way. At the very least, it looks like we're going to see a circulation within this line of severe storms moving across that area, and that's going to come with some strong winds and, again, maybe even a tornado risk.
I want to step in for a moment here. I believe that Krista Codell is in Springfield. She's in the storm tracker right now. If we can kind of go to her and ask what she's seen at this moment. I know Springfield really getting hit with the thunderstorms, with the heavy rains. We're in the studio, though. I'm kind of curious what she's seen out there in the vehicle. She's got her eyes on the ground.
Yeah, Matt, right now we're at the Springfield Airport. It is raining so heavy. I want to show you guys what we're seeing right now. So as you can just see, that wind is knocking that rain around, and it has even thrown us around in this storm tracker. We are seeing a lot of lightning, and those sirens were going off a while ago. They have stopped. So the conditions have gotten much better, but it is still very dangerous outside. And if you do not have power, remember that you can live stream what we've got going on right now. That is on Facebook and on our website, ozarksfirst.com. So make sure that you are staying out of this mess and staying inside where it's safe. Matt, Jamie?
Yeah, and you know, while you were talking about the heavy rain that's falling there in and around the airport, we were talking about the heavy rain that's falling southwest of Springfield, where we've got flash flood warnings that have been prompted as a result of this very heavy rainfall. Places like McDonald County, south into Benton County, now under flash flood warnings. And that heavy rain, here's the concern for those areas. And we're going to switch our view up a little bit. We're going to go to a broader radar image. And what we're looking at is the tail end of this thing. You can see it's you know, the orientation of the line is north-south here east of Highway 65. You get to Springfield, and then it gets oriented more southwest to northeast. Well, this is the very same general direction that the atmospheric winds are taking. So when that happens, you don't have as much of a push to get the line through. And you also tend to have redevelopment on the southwestern end of it. So you keep seeing these thunderstorms developing and moving over the same locations. We call that training, and that's what's generating a flash flooding risk across northeast Oklahoma, now starting to get into southwestern Missouri and northwestern Arkansas. Now, I think this portion of the line is going to continue to march steadily off to the east. So I think we're going to be able to get this through areas north of Highway 60 over the next few hours. Further south, though, down into, maybe south of Highway 60, especially into northern Arkansas, it's going to be a slower game. It's going to be harder to get those storms cleanly through in a short period of time. So as a result, we could see some training of storms, and we could see a higher risk of heavier rainfall totals and maybe even flash flooding over especially northwest Arkansas and maybe into southwesternmost Missouri, including McDonald County, and maybe into the Berry County area, because we've certainly seen storms kind of move over Berry County repeatedly. Looking at, again, radar right now, we've still got the tornado warning that was in effect for Dallas County. It looks like that has been lifted. So while at this time we don't have any tornado warnings in our area, we're going to let you go here in just a second, unless something else pops up. But I do want to reiterate that we still have tornado watches in effect for areas out ahead of this line of severe storms. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect from Morgan County south down into Webster and Wright County. And that that severe thunderstorm warning does come with a tornado possible tag, meaning we could see a portion of this warning get upgraded quickly to a tornado warning. So now that the tornado warnings are no longer in effect in our area for the time being, we're going to go ahead and let you get back to regular programming, but we're going to continue to watch it here very closely in the weather lab, and we're going to get those warnings out to you as quickly as they come in.
This is a Color 10 Fox 49 Severe Weather Update.